All right, so I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. Planning to go on a 26-mile hike tomorrow, and doesn't sound that bad until we realize that the low is 37 degrees and there is a 100% chance of rain. Got two backpacks right here, and there's some safety stuff in there, like a tent just in case, and fire starter and all that good stuff. We're naively thinking we'll finish this hike in like 10 to 12 hours. We'll see, but this is step one. I still got to get some food, pick up some more warm gear, so we'll do that next. So to go along with the theme of not being prepared at all, it is just past midnight and got to our hotel called Lloyd's on the river, country inn. Yeah, honestly, this place is exactly what we need. It puts a roof over our head, the heat worked, which was dope, and it's only about a 20-minute drive from the trailhead tomorrow. So perfect place, just in here to crash for the night before we get to the trail in the morning. All right, it's about 8:30 a.m., or at least that's when we woke up. We're about to check out of this villa, hotel, resort, something like that. Trying to get on the trail by like 10. If we do that, we get like about 10 hours of daylight or fogginess with all of the rain. So it should be enough time to hike this marathon. All right, I swear I'm only doing this because I was told that you should appreciate being light before you strap all your gear on. For me, it was a lot of clothes. That backpack, it's about 40 to 50 pounds, so pretty damn heavy. And then June, he had his little green backpack. He's gearing up to get ready for this big hike. Well, this is gonna be our reality for the next like 10, 12 hours. It's 43 degrees and 100% chance of rain for this whole hike. And just a quick little pre-hike grub of 3 croissant breakfast sandwiches. All right, it's 10 a.m. How we feeling, June? Ready to go?
Ready to go. Ready to go.
Ready to go? We don't know where the trail is. We're not ready to go. Due to the rain, it was pretty difficult to pull out the phone and record and do a lot of audio throughout this hike. And it's just insanely difficult in general. So for a lot of this, I want to provide some commentary just after the fact. And honestly, this hike was beautiful. Had all these bridges to cross the rivers. Every time we saw it, we'd be like, oh, bridge to Terabithia, which is, I guess, now an old person joke as a 22-year-old. Anyway, I digress. But after hiking for a while, I had never hiked with a heavy backpack, and we got to this moment, and I thought everything was moving, but... Yeah, because on camera, it's not moving. I made that comment because I really thought everything was moving, but once I filmed it, I realized it wasn't. I guess it was inertia or energy from all of that walking. And this is our very first break of the day. For about 2.5 hours in of straight hiking. So we're still in great spirits, joking around, having a lot of fun. And we've gone non-stop, so this is the first time I had any water, Gatorade. Same with June, he was getting a little bit of a snack in him. And we're just having a bunch of fun, joking around and getting ready for the elevation portion. Clear the lens. You're good whenever. Yeah.
Fucked up my left ankle.
How'd that feel?
That was pretty good. I thought I had it, but then once I was jumping, I realized that I was gonna fall a couple feet short, so I just tried to accommodate my ankle against the rock, and thankfully it only hurt my left ankle. So
shit was brutal. I took the bitch route, so. I think so. All right, it's 2:30. We've been doing this. I think the math is 4.5 hours. Honestly, still having fun. We're about halfway. So like, yeah, almost halfway. We've been doing it 4.5 hours. We've got 10 hours total until it gets dark. So we're on pace to do this without having to sleep out here. As long as we don't get lost again. We've been lost for 2 miles so far. Got back on track, crossed a few rivers. But yeah, doing well. Stay updated. We're at like the 13-mile mark. I think a little bit harder than we anticipated. What do you think?
Yeah,
A little bit.
definitely
We're-
been uphill for the past hour or two. So
Yeah, we got a lot of decline coming up. We got to make up some time. It's 4 o'clock. We got like 4 hours before it gets dark, and we're like at the halfway point. We're just moving. Goal's not to sleep out here. Yeah, this is where I'm really feeling the pain. Taking a quick second here because you'll notice that we go from the halfway point to almost the end of the hike. That's because the hike was so mentally grueling and brutal that I didn't want to use any energy filming, and I'm going to explain my mentality, what I was going through at the end of this video. But until then, you'll see us skip toward the end of this hike. Whew. Hopefully this is our final stop. We're about 4 miles out and just fucking exhausted. Like, this Cliff Bar tastes so good right now. Yeah, how you feeling, June?
I'm tired, but I feel good, honestly.
4 miles, we can do it. We know what's ahead of us. Haven't filmed much because it would take a lot of energy, but this is the best feeling park bench I've ever sat on. Final 3 miles, how we feeling, June?
Pretty good.
June, who's gonna carry the boats?
I'm gonna carry the boat.
Fuck yeah. So let's see, it's a 26-mile trail. We went a mile in the wrong direction, so I had to backtrack a mile. We got 3 miles left, so if I'm doing my math right, this is our 25th mile. Fact check me on that, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. But we're almost done, 3 more. We're kind of delirious now, so that should be enough to get us through. Yeah, see you when we see you. Well, this might be the dumbest shit ever, but it's getting really dark. So we were literally jogging these last 2 miles to get back. I didn't even think it'd be possible. We're so sore, but we gotta make it back before it gets too dark. Whew. Guys, I don't know if I've ever been this happy to sit in my car. We finished, we had to jog the last 3 miles and then walk up. Like, it just got pitch black, but luckily we made it to the road. Holy shit. Oh, I feel so good. We're gonna go catch up with June at the restaurant and just grub. And it's gonna be very hard to get out of the car here. I swear this was like the most satisfying meal of my whole
Cheers.
life. Eating that breadstick after 28 miles, that first bite was incredible. Got some of my favorites like chocolate milk after a long day of exercise and some chicken parm. Just can't get better. You happy?
Oh yeah.
We were so damn delirious when we got there. We kept joking with our server. He loved us. Just great experience overall after that. All right, so it's 2 full days after the hike and I am ridiculously sore. That hike that day was probably one of the most painful experiences of my entire life. And so you might be thinking, all right, then why the hell would you want to do that? Why would you want to keep going through that? And the answer is pretty simple. I've found that for me and a lot of other people is that we just have this human desire to want to get better and want to push ourselves. The sense of achievement, the sense of accomplishment just feels fantastic. And the best thing that I've learned to get yourself to go and accomplish hard goals is to start before you're ready. And it's what I did on my first marathon. I didn't even have a pair of running shoes. I just threw on the shoes I had and started running. And then you can always learn, but you have to take action. You just gotta get going. And that's what we did on this hike. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. We just said, hey, screw it. It's a 26-mile hike. I'm sure we could do it. We were totally underprepared, but at the same time, once we got out there, we knew we had to get moving, and we really proved to ourselves what we were actually capable of. I didn't know if I could do 26 miles in one day, but sure enough, we were able to do it even in bad conditions. So just get started before you're ready. As physically demanding and challenging as that hike was, one of the hardest parts was the mental battle that I went through. And I can't just be like, oh, I'm tough, I got through the whole thing. No, like my brain told me every single mile to quit, that my back hurt, that we could just maybe camp out there and do more tomorrow. My brain just wanted me to keep stopping, but there were a few mental cues that kept me going. One of them was knowing that there was Italian food and ice cream and a warm car to wait for at the end of the trail. So I knew I had that motivation. But one of the other ones was realizing that this moment Spending this 10 to 12 hours with one of my first friends I ever made, hiking in horrible conditions, doing something that's dumb, knowing that that moment will soon just be a memory, really made me want to live in that moment even more. So let me embrace it and do what I can and enjoy this hike as we keep going. One of the other mindsets that kept getting me through is I know myself, I trust myself, I trusted June, and I knew that 8:30 p.m. was going to come, or perhaps 9 p.m. And when that time came, I knew we'd be done. I trust myself, I've ran a marathon before, June's done tons of hikes. I knew we would get through it and that it was just a matter of time. So with that in mind, I knew that all we had to do was keep going, take it step by step, and we would get through it. So yes, it was grueling, it was horrible, it was so painful, but it was the most rewarding thing ever. After getting back in my car, the drive to the restaurant and the entire 3-hour drive home that night was incredible. I swear to God, I couldn't stop smiling. I just was so happy. I had the biggest sense of accomplishment ever, and I still feel great. And that's why it's so important to challenge yourself. It's how you experience life. It brings a lot of great perspective too. Realizing that I'm blessed to have the ability to put myself through hell for fun. Most people have to go through hell. A lot of people have to go through hell because that's their life. So to struggle for one day just gives a lot of perspective and a lot of gratitude for the life that I do have. And that was another great realization. Anyway, I could blab on for hours about exercise and challenging tasks, but there's gonna be more content on my page about similar things like this. So if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like, and consider subscribing to the channel. And I hope you guys all have a fantastic week ahead, and best of luck on all of the goals you're trying to accomplish.